Did you know that the largest flower in the world and it also stinkiest and creepy? So it's called the Rafflesia arnoldi. And it can grow to be about a meter in diameter and be about 7 kilogram heavy. Is probably the least interesting thing about it because it is a parasitic plant. It is a parasite. It lives inside the body of another plant, in the vein of another plant, and it steals its nutrients. It doesn't have its own leaves. It doesn't have its own stem and root. It does not performing by photosynthesis. It only survives by stealing the food of another organism. And when it's ready to reproduce, it creates a bud on the outside of the vein. That bud eventually turns into the giant flower, and that flower smell like rotting flesh. It because it wants to attract flies to it so they can pollinate itself because flies are attracted to rotting flesh. It really creepy because most flower that have a relationship with insect, it's a symbolic relationship where both benefit, but in this case only the flower benefit. So now let's proceed to how Rafflesia alnodi cycle. Seeds are spread by animals that eat the fruit, and seeds land on a tetrastigma vein. The seeds infect the vein and grows inside the tissues, and also a bump or swelling form, and a large radish flower blooms. And the last is the fruit forms and release new seed. Also, we have the symptoms, which is it causes swelling in the veins, damages tissue because it steals nutrients, and eventually form a large bud that became the Rafflesia flower. For example, you can imagine a bean that suddenly grows a big swollen bump. Later, that the bump opens and reveal a giant Rafflesia flower. That is how the parasite damage and use it host. So this is the taxonomy. For example, just like humans are classified under Homo sapien, Rafflesia arnoldi is classified under the genus Rafflesia. Morphology. This section describes the flower physical traits. This can be a meter in diameter. Can weigh 7 kilogram. Petals are reddish orange with white spot. Smell like rotting flesh or rotting meat. Has no leaf, stem, or root. The main host is tetrastigma vein, and the parasites stay hidden inside the vein except when flowering. It is, for example, you won't see the plant until the flower appears. Everything else happened inside the host bean. Transmissions must be the seeds spread through animal that eat the fruit, and seeds most land on the testria vein, and the lastly the plant grow haustoria, which is absorbing organs to steal nutrients. And lastly, if you're asking if this parasite affect human or animal, Rafflesia arnoldi does not harm humans directly. It connect and infect people because it is a plant parasite, not a human parasite. However, it can affect human in indirect ways by the environmental impact, which is indirect harm, and then also the smell exposure and the cultural and economic effect. On the animals, Rafflesia arnoldi also does not harm animals directly. It because attract animal with smell. While I said ago, this attract flies which think it smell like rotting flesh. And also animals spread seed. In short, Rafflesia arnoldi does not infect humans or animals. It only parasites the tetrastigma vein. The effect on humans and animals are indirect, mostly environmental or ecological. The only harm is the strong smell, which can be unpleasant but not dangerous.